CoinIntel YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be going over if render token will 100x because of the BME update. Before I get into the update, let's go over what is render token. Also, stay tuned till the end of the video where I will reveal the skyrocketing price prediction for the render token. With further ado, let's get into what render token is. What is render token? Render seeks to address the computational intensive nature of rendering high quality graphics such as those used in animation, visual effects, and 3D content creation. The project envisions a decentralized network where users can contribute their ideal computing power to render complex graphics in exchange for rendering tokens as rewards. Here's a basic outline of how render works. Rendering powers users with a powerful GPUs and computers can contribute their ideal processing power to the render network. For those who don't know what GPU stands for, GPU stands for Graphics Processing Unit. It is a specialized electronic circuit designed to accelerate the processing of images and videos in computers and other devices. GPUs are commonly used in graphic cards for gaming, video editing, 3D rendering, and other graphically intensive tasks. They are optimized for parallel processing, making them highly effective at performing multiple calculations simultaneously, which is essential for tasks such as rendering complex graphics and simulations. Token rewards. In return for contributing their computational resources, users receive render tokens. These tokens can be used to pay for rendering services or exchange on cryptocurrency exchanges. Render jobs. Content creators such as artists, studios can submit rendering jobs to the render network. These jobs are distributed among the available contributors, hardware speeding up the rendering process. Decentralization. The decentralized nature of the render network aims to create a more efficient and cost-effective rendering solution compared to traditional centralized render farms. For those who don't know what decentralization is, decentralization refers to distribution of power, control, and authority away from single central entity or authority. In various contexts, decentralization aims to distribute decision-making operation resources or functions across networks of participants, nodes, or entities rather than concentrating them on a single point of control. Quality and trust. The network uses blockchain network technology to ensure the quality and authenticity of rendering content while preventing fraud and authorization modifications. What is the BME update for the render token? Before I go over the BME render token update, I want to let you guys know what BME means. The burn and mint equilibrium. BME model is like a plan used by some blockchain networks. It uses two types of tokens, one for making payments within the network and another for trading and getting more valuable. Phantom was the first to use this plan, and Helium is another network that does the same thing. In the BME model, focus needs to burn the tokens that are meant to become more valuable. This gets them the tokens for making payments, but there are two important things to know about the payment tokens. Number one, payment tokens can be used to acquire services within specific crypto networks, similar to airline miles. And second, the exchange rate of value-seeking tokens and payment tokens should be fixed and denominated in USD or some other external currency. Once people burn their tokens to get payment tokens, they use these payment tokens to access the network services. This shows that the service provider finished the work for the tokens that were burned. Remember, these payment tokens can be given to someone else. They're only used to get services, for example, like using airline miles for a flight. The people who provide services then earn rewards through inflationary minting. This is separate from token burning processes. When more people use the network, the tokens burned for value increase and the tokens become more valuable. This means that you don't need to burn as many tokens to get the same amount of payment tokens in the US dollars. But if fewer people use tokens, the opposite happens, encouraging the network to find a balance. How does BME concept model relates to the render token network? The BME concept model relates to the render token in 6 ways. Number one, Burning tokens for payment tokens. In the context of render token, use burns their value seeking tokens to obtain payment tokens. This means they exchange the token that are meant to gain value for tokens that are used to access services within the render network. Second, using payment tokens for services. These payment tokens are then used by users to access rendering services provided by the render network. By using payment tokens, users indicate that the service provider has completed the rendering work associated with the value seeking tokens they burned. Non-transferable payment tokens, similar to example of using airline miles for flights, the payment tokens cannot be transferred to others. They are specifically used to acquire services within the render network. Number four, earning rewards through inflationary minting. Services providers in the render network earn rewards through processing called inflationary minting. People use the network's services. New tokens are created, minted, and distributed to services providers as rewards. Number five, token value and network usage. The value of render token can increase as more people use the network. When more tokens are burned for value and more users participate, the tokens can become more valuable. This implies that over time, fewer tokens need to be burned to acquire the same amount of payment tokens in the US dollars. Number six, balancing network usage. On the other hand, if fewer people use the network, the opposite occurs. This dynamic process encourages the network to achieve a balance between token burning and minting rewards, which helps maintain the health and equilibrium of the network. Now let's talk about how Render Token will implement the BME model in the Render network ecosystem. The Render Foundation has approved the implementation of its new burn and mint BME model on the Solana blockchain by investing its resources of approximately 4.8 million Render tokens. The Render network has been built with a goal towards providing real-time rendering, interactive holographic streams. This will require state to be updated dynamically in the real time and on-chain. To do so, the network needs to be able to write high-performance code both on-chain and on GPUs. Rust can provide the render network greater speed and flexibility than Solidity, ultimately permitting the use of the same code for GPU render work and smart contracts. Further, the Solana virtual machine can process both C++ or Rust code and turn that into a smart contract. In anticipation of the future network growth, there exists a need for a high throughput, low latency blockchain for network settlement and node operation. The Render Network Foundation researched the technical needs for the project through the lenses of developer community throughput, liquidity, transaction fees, programming languages, integrating smart contracts, speed of implementation, and the maturity of the project. After an exhaustive review, including input from the community, we're very pleased to process Solana as the best option for the needs of the project. To summarize, there are 6 ways in which this can connect it to the render token. Number one, goal of the render network. The render network is designed with the aim to offering real-time interactive holographic streams. This means it wants to provide a system where holographic visuals can be experienced and manipulated in real time. Number two, dynamic updates. Achieving real-time interactively requires the ability to update the state, the current condition on the holographic streams dynamically and immediately. This updating of the state is done on the blockchain on-chain, which means it's transparent and secure. Number three, writing high performance code. To accomplish these dynamic updates efficiently, the network must use high performance code. This code needs to be written for both on chain operations and for graphic processing units, GPUs, which are essentially for rendering graphics quickly and efficiently. Number four, choices of Rust reprogramming language. The paragraph suggests that the Rust is chosen as a programming language for the render network's code. Rust is seen as offering advantages in other languages like Solidity as it provides greater speed and flexibility. This choice aligns within the concept of BME model where efficiency and performance are key. Consistency across GPUs, render work, and smart contracts. One of the main ideas of the BME model is to maintain consistency between the tokens burned for rendering GPU render work and those used in smart contracts. By using Rust in both tasks, the render network can ensure that the same code can be used for both GPU render work and smart contract processes that involve token burning and minting. Number six, Solana Virtual Machine. The paragraph mentions that the Solana Virtual Machine, which is used by the render network to process code within the language like C++ or Rust and turn it into smart contracts. This highlights the technical infrastructure that enables the BME model to function effectively within the network. In summary, the paragraph explains how the technology choices made by the render network, particularly the use of Rust and the Solana virtual machine, relate to the BME model used for the token network. These choices are aimed at achieving high performance consistency and efficiency in both rendering and token economy within the network. Now let's move on to the price prediction for the render token. Price prediction for the render token. I think the render token might reach $50 during the upcoming bull run. Remember, this is not financial advice, so it's important to do your own research. That's biased for my belief that the metaverse requires strong GPU systems within the crypto world. As the demand for rendering services increases for the metaverse, I see the potential of render token to reach $50 in the next bull run. Thank you for watching, guys, this video. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also let me know your guys' thoughts on the BME update for the render token and how it will affect the price for the render token in the next bull run in the comments below. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.